¿Cómo? Vámonos a la deriva, deriva,
Make way for the blues, make way. The royal blues coming through today. Sun's up that we both over. Call your sofa, call your TV, ready and make way for the blues, make way. The royal blues coming through today. Sun's up that we both over. Call your sofa, call your TV, ready and
Let the Bible say what this wicked world decrees of people trodden down, who they always want to keep beneath. But the time has come for all those in the world to see the chains being broken. Spirit, mind, soul set free. A Negro. I said, come on, I step to my Negroes. Praise the Most High, cause we's about to go. Once they found out more about these Negroes, said a Negro. I said, come on, I step to my Negroes. Praise the Most High, cause we's about to go. Once they found out more about these Negroes. In 1492, Ferdinand and Isabella issued an edict to expel the Jews. They were banished from Portugal, Spain, and for their faith they were treated inhumane. This kicked off the Atlantic slave trade. Our history they try to erase. This fulfill Deuteronomy 28. Every single curse is black Hebrews living every day. We are hidden Hebrews and every nation. We are hidden Hebrews and every nation. Let the Papa see what this wicked world decrees of people trodden down, who they always want to keep beneath. But the time has come for all those in the world to see the chains being broken. Spirit, mind, soul set free. A Negro. I said, come on, I step to my Negroes. Praise the Most High, cause we's about to go. Once they found out more about these Negroes, said a Negro. I said, come on, I step to my Negroes. Praise the Most High, cause we's about to go. Once they found out more about these Negroes.
And all my troops, no time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stand clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. On to the truth, me and all my troops. No time for a truce, there's only time for truth. No room for fair or regular cares. Stand clear of civilian affairs. Hold up, soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Soldier, salute. If you're going up, salute. Throw it up, salute. Throw it up, salute.
All right. Okay. Now he's talking about black children are illegally forced into junior ROTC, then sexually abused all over the country. Okay. Now, not only do they want you to pledge allegiance to a flag that's talking about killing slaves, had to show a heathen. Well, yeah, I had to show them that this past week. That's for y'all. That ain't for us. Okay, if you want to sing it, that's you know, the flag works for you. But no, don't look over me. Expect me to sing it. Okay. Let me see here. And see. No one expect, I use them because everybody know what the answer is. No one expect the Jews to sing a national anthem about being in internment camps and gas chambers. But them heathens got the audacity or the caucasity to get mad if you don't stand up for their stinking flag. That's what it is right there. No refuge. In other words, no safe spot, nowhere to run to, nowhere to hide. Could save the hireling and slave from the terror of flight or the gloom of the grave. And the Star-Spangled Banner in triumph doth wave over the land of the thieves and the home of the slaves. Welcome back. Shalom. Glad y'all could make it. This is in this so-called Pledge of Allegiance. Okay? And I don't want to hear no white splaining. None of that. Let me see what they got. Breaking down the third verse. I don't want to hear no white splain. Let me see. I'm just curious. This is something I just added to the video. All right, let's see. Every day, there are more debates over the protests by NFL players who choose to take a knee. What is so-called freedom that they keep talking about? This so-called freedom. Where is it at? All right. After a massive protest this week, y'all remember Kaepernick? Okay. This is how I learned about this third verse. I just didn't know. All right. But I don't fool with football. Anytime your flag is worth more than our lives, I'm getting away from it. But anyway, after a massive protest this past week by the entire league, I watched a watered down version last night where the narrative was changed from a protest against police brutality to players locking arms in solidarity. Okay. Although I was upset over the message being changed by Aaron Rodgers, who spoke for the team, I had to consider that Green Bay is an overwhelming white populated. But anyway, I ain't got time. But anyway, this song is disrespectful to black folks. You should tell your children, do not stand up and do not sing that mess. The first thing we should really get our kids out of school. You're not learning nothing but how to be slaves in this society. You go to school to be indoctrinated. You go to school to be lied to. You go to church to be lied to if you want to be real. It's still warfare. This church is spiritual warfare. And this is the physical battlefield right here. Okay? But yeah. Care nothing but what a heathen think. Let me go and play Ali again. Let me play Ali again.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor hungry people in the mud for big powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality. Raped and killed my mother and father. Well, I'm going to shoot them for what? How am I going to shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? I would just take me to jail.
Ali more than held his own against students who had a far better formal education than he.
I'm not going to help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm going to die, I'll die now.
Okay. Now let's look at this historically. Black people has fought in every single war that this racist country has ever had. Revolutionary War. I wasn't taught that it was black folks that fought the Revolutionary War in school. Wasn't taught this at all. See, wasn't taught that it was black man when Lincoln crossed the death. Wasn't taught this at all. And even if I was taught it, did it do any good? Huh? Did it do any good? No, it did not. Our folks was still back there in slavery, getting raped, robbed, pillaged, and still getting so today. So this is the epitome of boot licking and buck dancing, helping them get something that we ain't got. And I'm not trying to. If you're in it, you just in it. But when you know better, your actions should reflect the knowledge that you just learned. Where you see the light, walk therein.
I'm right here fighting you. You my enemy. not gonna help nobody get something my Negroes don't have. If I'm gonna die, I'll die now, right here fighting you. You my enemy. My enemy is the white people, not Vietnamese or Chinese or Japanese. You my opposer when I want freedom. You my opposer when I want justice. You my opposer when I want equality. You won't even stand up for me in America for my religious beliefs, and you want me to go somewhere and fight, but you won't even stand up for me here at home.
Okay, then. That's right. Where your white so-called Christians at? That's living about that's really about justice according to the Bible. Where they at when you getting shot down? The police is always right. That's your white representation of the so-called scriptures. The police is always right, no matter if they got a criminal history themselves, no matter if they get caught planting drugs, no matter how many times they get caught planting drugs, how many innocent people are locked away because police lied, no matter how many times they lie on the police report. Forget all that. See, you should have complied. Complied to who? Hitler? I just want y'all to see who our enemies are. They look like this right here. And if they don't speak out against that stuff, that means they all right with it. They just ain't saying nothing. You will know a tree by its fruit. Let me keep going. Let me get to these children. Look, you just do your quick Google search. Sexual abuse and sexual misconduct in JRT sub program higher than previously reported. Look at that. Notice how they got white people there. Notice how they got white people there. See, you can't. That's why you have to be on the up and up. Okay, but I'm finna show you. All right, but look, here you go right here. Black children are being illegally. So, lawsuits. Anybody that happen to get a hold of this and this is happening, lawsuits. This is illegal. Sue them. This is illegal. What a charge is that? What a district attorney's at? What a Justice Department at? I'm telling you, we don't have no country. All right? Our country is going to be the whole earth, and it's yet to come. All right? All over the country. See. All right, let me keep going. Y'all don't find that suspicious. All this stuff going on that affects us, y'all don't find that suspicious.
Traveling or shopping at the mall for gifts.
Trying to repair what's wrong without putting me out of commission for a very long time. And so I thank all of you for your support during this time. You know, I'm so frustrated about what I've learned here. Just 2 days ago, right now, if you get a chance, just Google JROTC, and you'll see the top articles up there, including the one from 2 days ago, the really explosive expose from the New York Times that found thousands, maybe tens of thousands of teenagers all over the country have been forced into the junior ROTC without their permission. They were registered and signed up for it without their permission.
When you need help, the government ignores you. When our people is being pushed out on the street, gentrified out the neighborhood, and when we owe reparations, we're being ignored. When we scream justice, do something about these racist pigs, our people are ignored. When you do nothing to make it illegal to recruit white supremacists, white nationalists for hate groups to get together and kill black folks, we are ignored. But when we need somebody to join, when Sam, he ain't my uncle, when Sam needs somebody to fight his army, let's go illegally recruit these Negroes. See how they go. Let's go make them fight.
Boys and girls signed up for the junior military without their permission, forced to wear uniforms without their permission. And when they told people, hey, me or my family, my mother, we did not sign up for this, and we want out of it. Get me out. They were refused. All of that is illegal. It's illegal to register anyone for the junior ROTC without their consent. It's doubly illegal to not allow them to leave. It's ridiculous. And all of this comes just a few weeks after it was revealed dozens and dozens of cases. We know of nearly 60 cases that have been revealed of horrible sexual abuse of children, and again, almost exclusively Black and brown children across the country. Sexual abuse in the junior ROTC program all over the country. Like, this is a major problem. And here's the thing. This is not me like just saying nobody should ever join the military. You know, I have major beef with the American military. That's not necessarily beef with the soldiers, but I have beef with what our military often does around the world. But it's normally, you know, white men in rooms far away from the conflict that make those decisions. But as you may know, enrollment in...
So if white men making all the decisions, you think they're going to look out for your Black children? You think they're going to look out for us? How is that working out for us so far? White people making the decision. How is that working out for us? Shalom, Sister Kathy and Brother Galen. How is that working out for us?
The military has plummeted all over the country. And the junior ROTC is a major feeder of the military. I don't care if enrollment is down. You're not going to start signing people up without their permission.
How about, I got an idea. Y'all in the chat, y'all tell me what y'all think about this idea. Since the government is getting all these immigrants and giving them reparations, how about they how about they recruit them off? Let them go join the military. How about that? The government is taking money out of our pockets. The government is emptying our pockets and putting money in the pockets of the Ukrainians, the Afghanis, the doggone migrants, the illegal immigrants coming across the border, the doggone everybody that's coming over here. They papering them up. They giving them stacks. They giving them bands. Give them some guns and let them go fight your wars. How about that? Since y'all giving them all giving these illegal immigrants a place to stay when my brothers and sisters are getting gentrified out the neighborhood and got to live under a bridge somewhere, people coming way across the border, getting hotels and jobs. Let them go fight. Where you put your money at, that's where you need to get your investment. You need to get U.S. government, the feds, all y'all. Y'all need to get some returns on your investment. You invested in these immigrants, get your returns from these immigrants.
You're not going to do it. And here's the thing. What I know is they would not pull this at white schools across the country. They would not pull this at elite schools across the country. Catholic schools, private schools. They're only doing this at predominantly Black schools and sometimes predominantly Latino schools, but mainly Black schools. They're only doing this in places where they believe they can get away with it, where they believe, I mean, again, this is illegal. People should go to jail over this. But what I understand is that they're trying to put your children in a pipeline for the military where they then will use them like expendable weapons. And here's the thing. If your family or your son or your daughter chooses this path, so be it. God bless you. That's you.
God ain't in the United States military. He might be using them. He's even using Satan for his agenda. But he's not telling you to go join the enemy. He ain't telling, especially you brews out there. He is not telling y'all, he is not telling us to go side up with the enemy. Let me show y'all that he's not telling us to go side with. Let me show you in the Bible right quick. I don't know why this thing getting slow. Hold on. Let me find me a Bible. I got time today. Let me see if I'm still hooked up to the internet. All right. Let me pull up the Bible. Maybe I got too many. It shouldn't matter. I'm gonna keep letting that play. Hold on. Matter of fact, I know how to multitask. Hold on. I know how to do it. Now, let me see. Now it looks like it's working. Hold on. Nope. There it is. Come out from among them and be separate. That's what the Bible say. He is not telling his people to go join with the enemy. 2 Corinthians 6:17. Wherefore, come out from among them and be separate. Now I'll go join the military. Now I'll go join the white supremacist churches. Huh? Now I'll go marry them. Now he said, come out from among them and be separate. And touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. This country, these devils, these same people, these Romans conquered the earth using military and Christianity and white Jesus. Come out from among that. Come out from among them. Okay, Revelation is another thing. Unless you partake of a plague. What is it in Revelation? Hold on. Looking for it's Revelation talking the same thing. Come out of her, my people, in Revelation. That's going to be in Revelation. Where is it in Revelation? Revelation 18:4. If you don't come out, the Most High got something for you. And I heard another voice from the Shamaim from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, that ye receive not of her plagues. If you don't come out, the plagues that's dropping on the beast, the false prophet, the whore of Babylon, the so-called church, the plagues gonna fall off on us. Those of us that's gonna be adamant about staying married to Babylon. The plagues are gonna jump off on us. You're gonna get a spiritually transmitted disease, another type of STD. Let me keep going.
Your decision. But nobody in our communities should ever have this happen to them. Listen, we have a quick word from some of our sponsors. Listen to that and I'll be right back, okay? I got some. Should ever already had to admit to some, now they're admitting that it was way more widespread than they thought. TC programs. You're going to find 3 New York Times articles that I want you to read. One from 4 weeks ago. The title is U.S. military acknowledges more sexual abuse in JROTC programs. Mind you, they've already had to admit to any sexual abuse in these programs is outrageous. They already had to admit to some. Now they're admitting that it was way more widespread than they thought, which means it's still more widespread than they know. It means that there's probably way more of it. If they have discovered and admitted dozens and dozens of cases, that means there are hundreds, maybe thousands of cases. That's how this works. Most abuse is never discovered. Studies have determined this. Most sexual abuse by priests or Boy Scout leaders or now junior ROTC leaders, most of it is never uncovered. People don't want to speak out because of the shame and the pain and possibly legal challenges or embarrassment. They don't want to deal with it. So widespread sexual abuse in the junior ROTC programs against boys and girls. Then earlier this week, they found out that when children are in the junior ROTC program, they are given textbooks that have an outrageous view of the world, like a fictitious view of the world. So not only when you get there, might your children be sexually abused, when you get there, they are forced to use and read textbooks that are fundamentally ridiculous. And the main article that I want you to see all of these. The main one was the expose that just came out 2 days ago, showing that thousands and thousands of kids, primarily Black children, are showing up at school, getting their schedule, and going to their classes only to find out that they've been enrolled in the junior military, forced to wear uniforms, and then often treated horribly by belligerent and abusive junior ROTC leaders. And then when they try to leave, they are not allowed to leave, not by their school and not by the junior ROTC.
Slaves aren't allowed to leave. See that? I watched Emancipation with Will Smith. Shalom, Mark. Okay. Speak when you ready, brother.
Shalom, Hebrew. How you doing?
All right.
All right, let's get to work.
Huh? Okay. All right. I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I watched Emancipation now, family. Let me see, can I pull it up? Don't y'all take this. Look, y'all, this is warfare. Stop taking stuff to heart. I'm not here. We're not here to psychologically damage y'all. We are here to get y'all prepared for the battlefield that's in front of us. The battlefield is not invisible. We just overlooking it. We think it's a playground. It's not a playground. It's a battlefield. And I noticed, But I noticed when it's a slave moving, they can find all kind of dark-skinned brothers for slave movies. I understand they got I checked it out. Maybe mad, nevertheless. Yeah, but these commercials they got, they play the color game. They play the color game. I talk to my yellow-skinned brothers just like I talk to y'all. I tell them, if you're the only Black person there, you watch yourself. I'm telling you, I tell them. I said, yeah, I warn them. I mean, they think I'm crazy. I done told you. And I had one guy told me he done witnessed it firsthand. He almost looked white. He talking about they doing him bad. But anyway, what I'm saying is, I don't want y'all to pay attention to these commercials. They play the color game. Now, if you yell, I just want y'all to see that. Just don't let them use you against us. Understand? But when it's a slave movie, they don't have no problem finding no dark-skinned people to act. You understand? I just want y'all to realize this stuff. But when you go to do the Bible, though, they're gonna get a heap of help of white Jesus. You got anything to say before I hit this play button?
Go ahead, Hebrew.
Okay.
It's a scandal. And listen, it's sad because I could imagine in predominantly Black schools across the country, schools are often grasping for straws to find out, how do we put our kids on a track to success? how do we put our kids on a pathway to success and not a pathway to prison or death? How do we grab our kids and yank them out of the pathway to so much destruction? And I could imagine schools felt like, well, listen, maybe if we put them in the junior ROTC program, it will get them on a different pathway and it'll be a good thing for them. And here's the thing. If you want kids to be in the junior ROTC, speak to their families, and you can only speak to the children with the...
y'all get the point. Let me play something right quick. I'm gonna let him say it. And this was a military man. He was a military man. So if anybody got a right to say it, he should know. He served in the military, all right?
No. Not God bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible. Prior to Abraham Lincoln, the government in this country said it was legal to hold Africans in slavery in perpetuity. Perpetuity is one of the University of Chicago words. That means forever. From now on. When Lincoln got in office, the government changed. Prior to the passing of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to the Constitution, the government defined Africans as slaves, as property, people with no rights to be respected by any whites anywhere.
That's why they making your kids go to their army. Slave. See, slave. See, you don't see that. See, slave don't have no choice. Slave ain't got no rights. Slave ain't human. You gonna do what we say, when we say, and how we say, because you the slave. And that's why the Most High gonna burn their tail.
The Supreme Court of the government, same court, granddaddy court of the one that stole the 2000 election. Supreme Court said in its Dred Scott decision in the 1850s, no African anywhere in this country has any rights that any white person has to respect at any place, anytime. That was the government's official position, backed up by the Supreme Court, that's the judiciary, backed up by the executive branch, that's the president, backed up by the legislative branch, and enforced by the military of the government. But I stopped by to tell you tonight that governments changed. Prior to Harry Truman's government, the military in this country was segregated. But governments changed prior to the civil rights and equal accommodations laws of the government in this country. There was back segregation by the country, legal discrimination by the government, prohibited blacks from voting by the government. You had to eat in separate places by the government. You had to sit in different places from white folk because the government said so. And you had to be buried in a separate cemetery. It was apartheid American style from the cradle to the grave, all because the government backed it up. But guess what? Governments changed. Under Bill Clinton, we got a messed up welfare to work bill, but under Clinton, blacks had an intelligent friend in the Oval Office. Oh, but governments changed.
Now, I disagree with him about Clinton, but the rest of it, I'm pretty much in lockstep with him on that. This is a warfare. I'm lockstep with him.
The election was stolen. We went from an intelligent friend to a dumb Dixiecrat, a rich Republican who has never held a job in his life, is against affirmative action, against education, I guess he is, against health care, against benefits for his own military, and gives tax breaks to the wealthiest contributors to his campaign. Governments change, sometimes for the good and sometimes for the bad. But I'm fitting to help you again. Turn back and say, he's fitting to help us again. Where governments change, write this down, Malachi 3:6. Malachi 3:6, thus saith the Lord. Repeat it after me, for I am the Lord, and I change not.
That's right.
That's the King James Version. The New Revised says, for I, the Lord, do not change. In other words, where governments change, God does not change. God is the same yesterday, today, and forevermore. That's what his name, I am, means, you know. He does not change. There is no shadow of turning in God. One songwriter puts it this way: as thou hast been, thou forever will be. Thou changest not. Thy compassions, they fail not. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. God does not change. God was against slavery on yesterday, and God, who does not change, is still against slavery today. God was a God of love yesterday, and God, who does not change, is still a God of love today. God was a God of justice on yesterday, and God, who does not change, is still a God of justice today. Turn to your neighbor and say, God does not change. Where governments lie, God does not lie. Where governments change, God does not change. And I'm through now. But let me leave you with one more thing. Governments fail. The government in this text, comprised of Caesar, Quirinius, Pontius Pilate, Pontius Pilate. The Roman government failed. The British government used to rule from east to west. The British government had a Union Jack. She colonized Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Jamaica, Barbados, Trinidad, and Hong Kong. Her navies ruled the 7 seas all the way down to the tip of Argentina in the Falklands. But the British government failed. The Russian government failed. The Japanese government failed. The German government failed. And the United States of America government, when it came to treating her citizens of Indian descent fairly, she failed. She put them on reservations. When it came to treating her citizens of Japanese descent fairly, she failed. She put them in internment prison camps. When it came to treating the citizens of African descent fairly, America failed. She put them in chains. The government put them on slave quarters, put them on auction blocks, put them in cotton fields, put them in inferior schools, put them in substandard housing, put them in scientific experiments, put them in the lowest paying jobs, put them outside the equal protection of the law, kept them out of their racist bastions of higher education, and locked them into positions of hopelessness and helplessness. The government gives them the drugs, builds bigger prisons, passes a 3-strike law, and then wants us to sing God Bless America. No, no, no. Not God Bless America. God damn America, that's in the Bible, for killing innocent people. God damn America for treating her citizens as less than human. God damn America, as long as she tries to act like she is God and she is supreme. The United States government has failed the vast majority of her citizens of African descent.
My brother. All right. Now let me go over here. Since we're on the sexual stuff, let me see. Let's go over here. All right. Now I'm gonna let this sister. This sister broke it down pretty good. I'm gonna let her do her thing.
Now, Lavina Johnson was found dead July the 19th of 2005. Lavina was born July the 27th, 1985. She was an E3 private first class in the United States Army. She was found dead in her tent. Her death was controversially ruled as a, I'm not going to say that word because anytime I say that word on a broadcast, YouTube sends me an email acting like I'm going to do something to myself. Okay, as if they care. But nevertheless, it was ruled self-inflicted, okay, as if she did it to herself. This is what the Army said when they informed her family. But the evidence of rape and battery led her family to believe the United States Department of Defense covered it up. Now, the suspicious death of Lavina Johnson remains listed as self-inflicted, despite the fact that all the evidence points to murder. On the evening of July 18, 2005, an excited Lavina told her parents that she would be home from Iraq for Christmas. She was fresh out of high school when she decided to join the military, despite her parents' objections. Now, thinking of the financial strains her parents would face putting both her and her sister through college at the same time, Lavina postponed college and joined the military. And, you know, this is actually why many Black people join the military, so that they can get a free education. The St. Louis, Missouri native never made it to college. Lavina never made it home for Christmas either. In fact, Lavina never made it home alive. Lavina Johnson's parents picked their precious daughter up from the airport in a casket draped with an American flag in May of 2005, just 1 month after graduating. Just 1 year after graduating high school. 19-year-old Lavina was deployed with the 129 Corps Support Battalion at Balad, Iraq. Eight weeks after arriving in Iraq and 8 days shy of her 20th birthday, Lavina Johnson died under suspicious circumstances. She became the first woman soldier to die while serving in Iraq or Afghanistan. The military told her parents, Dr. John and Linda Johnson, that Lavina died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. And they ruled it, you know, as if she did it to herself. Now, Dr. Johnson, a military vet himself, immediately became suspicious, as was his wife, whose immediate response was, no, not my baby. She wouldn't do this to herself. The more Dr. Johnson was told about his daughter's death, the more he felt that Lavina's so-called, self-inflicted wound or gunshot wound that brought her to her demise was not that at all. He and his wife became convinced that their beautiful daughter was in fact murdered. Now, Dr. Johnson was told that Lavina shot herself in the mouth with her military-issued service weapon. Lavina's service weapon was a .40.
Now, y'all listen, this finna get, y'all put your seatbelt in, put your seatbelt on or whatever it is. And that, when she get through laying out this stuff, some of this stuff I already knew about, but some of it I didn't. Just listen closely.
Inch M16. His daughter was only 5'1" and less than 100 pounds. Now, she would have had great difficulty maneuvering an M16 into her mouth and then firing. The Johnson family was told that Lavina was upset because her brand new boyfriend of 2 months had broken up with her via email. The military alleges that Lavina printed the emails out, stuffed them in her pocket, slung her M16 service weapon over her shoulder, and went to buy M&Ms and a 6-pack of soda at a military store with an unnamed male friend. The military claimed the two returned to the barracks, but then Lavina left.
The parents should ask, who is this male friend? Who did she go to the store with? That's a suspect in forensic television. He will be considered a suspect. Everybody that has some contact with this sister is a suspect. Matter of fact, everybody that's helped covering it up. See, that's why why you said, why am I doing this? This ain't for us. There is no benefit for us. The Most High told us not to do this. And if you're in it, just pray the Most High to show you the way out. He'll show you out.
Again, alone this time. She made her way to a tent belonging to Kellogg Brown and Root, a military contractor. Once Lavina was in the KBR tent, the military says that she found a can of aerosol and lit the breakup emails on fire and in the entire tent. Okay, so they want us to think that she not only shot herself in the mouth, that she set the tents that she was in on fire. Now, I want you to pay attention to that, because what it sounds like to me is that more likely than not, that whoever did this to her set that tent on fire to try to destroy some evidence. Okay, that's what that sounds like. Who would set the tent on fire when they're in there and then shoot themselves? Now, according to the military, the distraught Lavina, only 5 feet tall herself. Hold on, I have a typo right here. Let me correct that. 5'1" herself, then put the 40-inch M16 into her mouth and fired. The Army's investigative branches concluded their investigation. Lavina Johnson had done this to herself. Soon after, the Armed Services Committee in the Senate signed off on Lavina's death. The case was then closed. Now, Lavina's body would tell the story that Lavina herself could no longer tell. The U.S. military's autopsy showed that Lavina sustained a busted lip, broken teeth, scratch marks on her neck, but no serious injuries.
Okay, you're gonna kill yourself. You gonna break your teeth out too. Usually, the mindset of someone that wants to kill themselves is to end the internal pain. So you're gonna break your teeth out and do some more suffering to yourself. I just want y'all to see the ridiculousness of it all.
Set that tent on fire to try to destroy some evidence. Okay, that's what that sounds like. Who would set the tent on fire when they're in there and then shoot themselves? Now, according to the military, the distraught Lavina, only 5 feet tall herself. Hold on, I have a typo right here. Let me correct that. 5'1" herself, then put the 40-inch M16 into her mouth and fired. The Army's investigative branches concluded their investigation. Lavina Johnson had done this to herself. Soon after, the Armed Services Committee in the Senate signed off on Lavina's death. The case was then closed.
Y'all see that? The Senate. That look like government. That look like a government. Y'all military people. That look like government type stuff. That's Senate. Armed Services Committee. Look at how high the lies go. Armed Services Committee in the Senate sign off. We ain't got no friends. If we ain't dealing with the Most High, we are already dead. I think so too, Brother Sly. I think a high military officer did that. That's what I thought. Because they poured acid in the stuff. And then later on in this video, she said they removed parts of her tongue. I didn't know this part. They removed parts of her tongue, parts of her anus, and parts of her womb. Uterus. Why? It sounds like multiple men. That's what it sounds like. Sound like a gang thing going on.
Now, Lavina's body would tell the story that Lavina herself could no longer tell. The U.S. military's autopsy showed that Lavina sustained a busted lip, broken teeth, scratch marks on her neck, but no serious injuries. Dr. Johnson himself noticed his daughter's face was bruised, and he later found that plastic surgery had been performed on Lavina's face to conceal a broken nose. Dr. Johnson noticed that the bullet wound in his daughter's head looked too small to be from an M16 and that it was on the left side. Lavina was right-handed. The military's response was that it was an exit wound from the M16. Yet, two ballistics experts, Donald Marion and Cyril Wecht, state that Lavina's alleged M16 exit wound is more consistent with a bullet wound from a 9mm pistol. Now, the bullet that killed Lavina was never found, and the military's own residue tests indicate that she may not.
Wait a minute. She committed suicide, but they couldn't find these geniuses couldn't find the bullet. You know why they couldn't find the bullet? Because it wasn't an M16 bullet. The ballistics wouldn't have matched the gun. So you see what I'm talking about? There's too much going on, but you got high brass co-signing this stuff. Meanwhile, they trying to recruit. Meanwhile, they got plans for our children. Not if we can help it, though. Not if we can help it. They got plans for our children. Not if we can help it.
Not have even handled the weapon that supposedly killed her. Even more troubling, her white dress gloves had been glued to her hands, concealing third-degree burns. Now, why would they glue the gloves to her hands? Dr. Johnson was deeply disturbed and troubled by the discrepancies in what the Army's investigation found versus what he himself was actually seeing. Now, this just all sounds real crazy. Over the next few years, the Freedom of Information Act, through the Freedom of Information Act, the Johnsons slowly began to obtain information about what really happened to Lavina. Lavina Johnson, once the military was forced to hand over, hold on. Sorry, beloveds, typo. Once the military was forced to hand over color photos of the crime scene and the autopsy, more information came to light. Now, the photos showed that his daughter had bruises and scratches on the upper part of her torso. There were even teeth marks. So this sounds like someone not only beat her, but they were biting her and all this. Sounds real crazy. And they likely lit her on fire.
Now, how many of y'all watch those forensic shows? You know, like cold case files and forensic shows, FBI file. You do know they can get dental impressions. So so she bit herself on her stomach. What is she, a snake? She got a neck like a giraffe that she could bite herself. You understand what I'm saying?
Or they, burned her hands. They had third-degree burns. So I don't know what that's all about, but it sounds nefarious. And it may have been even more than one person that did this. Now, she appeared to have been badly beat, something that Dr. Johnson believed to be a lie something Dr. Johnson believed to be lye or another caustic substance had been poured on her vaginal area, most likely to eliminate any DNA evidence from grape. There was a trail of blood leading outside of the tent, suggesting that Lavina had been dragged into the tent after the attack, and then the tent was set on fire. Now, that's exactly what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. They were trying to destroy any evidence. So the military's autopsy notes none of this, nor were the Johnsons informed parts of their daughter's body had been removed. Despite spending thousands of dollars on autopsies, experts as well, and coming to the Johnsons' home, CBS didn't run the story. Neither did ABC, who also invested a good deal of money into the story. Reports allege that one popular magazine was even threatened. Are y'all hearing this? They were even threatened that running the story would result in the military no longer buying ad space from them. So pay attention. This is definitely a cover-up. And you see, this is why I do these stories, because they're not going to talk about this in the mainstream media 9 times out of 10. Now, what they may do is have a local report about such things in the hometown of the victim. But this is not going to be international news. It's not going to be national news. They're going to try to cover this up down.
It's our job to make it international news. That's why you share the video. Just because you share a video don't mean you agree with everything I believe. Okay? You just think it's some information that people need to hear, need to know about. This is dealing with us. Because you can't depend on their media to look out in our best interest. You can't depend on their military to look out in our best interest. You can't depend on their police department. You can't depend on their medical system. You can't depend on their school system. You can't depend on their Christian system. Okay?
Play it.
By the way, share the video, if you will.
And sweep it under the rug. This is what they do. This is also nefarious. So they threatened them not to even speak on it. Isn't this something? Now, Dr. Johnson and his family tried to recruit the help of the mainstream media. CBS paid for a second autopsy. The second autopsy found that Lavina's neck was broken. Parts of her vagina, tongue, and anus had been removed. Do you all hear this? Do you all hear how disturbing and sick this is?
Y'all hear that? Look right here. Her neck was broken. So when did she shoot herself? Before her neck was broken or after? It don't matter if she broke her neck. Either way, you got a problem with that autopsy. Okay. All right. Now, when did she remove parts of her vagina, tongue, and anus? Before or after the suicide? I'm saying it like this for a reason. There should be no doubt in your mind as to a crime being committed and covered up by the same country that's been doing the same thing since we've been here. Come out from among them, because the Most High finna rain down judgment. Come out, get out the. I keep telling you, get out the way. Y'all know what happened when somebody won't get out your way. They're gonna get run over too. Get out the way.
They removed parts of her vagina, tongue, and anus. Now, the military's autopsy notes none of this, nor were the Johnsons informed about the parts of her body that were removed. This is also sick. So Lavina's parents continue to fight for the Army to reopen the investigation into their daughter's death. They've met with Congress representatives who have called meetings with representatives from the Army's investigations unit.
Now, let me interject. Her father was a military man. They ain't got no respect for him. They won't get his daughter no justice. See, he fought in the war, as did the other brothers in the Revolutionary War. They doing the same thing. I want y'all to see that. It ain't our blood. We spill out, it don't mean nothing to them. If you haven't spilled no blood for our own people, don't spill none for them.
When confronted with the case's contradictions, the Army representatives were unable to provide any answers. They continue to insist that Lavina deleted herself. This is beyond sad. Now, the military has monopolized so much government opinion of this case. We have had separate independent investigations that have proved beyond reasonable doubt that Lavina did not do this to herself. However, the official...
I think some of y'all women might be getting a little tired of this stuff. I know some of y'all can't take too much, so I'm gonna put the link in the chat. All right, for y'all to find that. There's a part 2 to this. I ain't listened to part 2 yet because I was looking for Sister Lavina because I know she died a horrible death. I was just looking for Sister Lavina. But there's a part 2 to this. Let me put this in the chat. Anybody want to go check it out later? There it is. It's in the chat. I'll put it up on the screen. Somebody can type it in on another platform. All right. All right, let me get back over here. I got some more stuff for you. No, just think twice before you send our children off to their wars, okay? Now, how many of y'all familiar with this? Yeah. How many of y'all don't forget that the JROTC. Look, don't forget this now. It's a whole rape culture going on in the military. Don't forget this. Look. This is before they even get grown. This is before they even get grown, okay? Don't forget that. All right, let me move on. Right here. Look. The story of 19 black Camp Logan soldiers unjustly murdered. She got deleted there. After protesting poor treatment.
11th, 1917 in Houston, Texas, Black soldiers that belong to the 3rd Battalion, 24th U.S. Infantry Regiment were executed. Now, let me take you back to July of that year. In July, that particular battalion was stationed to help protect white soldiers that were heading to Europe to fight in the war. Now, while those Black officers or soldiers, I should say, were stationed there in Houston, they would constantly be harassed, beaten, and a whole host of other things by the Houston police force. That's what it was called at the time.
So the police is beating up on the soldiers. In case y'all, okay. Now, look, that's back in 1917. See, this goes way back before Malcolm X and Dr. Martin Luther King. The United States ain't did nothing about this police brutality. So when they come skinning and grinning trying to get your children, you tell them go somewhere. Tell them to shove whatever somewhere wherever. Tell them to shove off. And look, here go another video. Look, VA benefits for Black veterans denied. Look, VA denied benefits for Black veterans, brother DSB, at higher rates for decades. See, when you get through, and if you happen to survive the killing field, we ain't got no benefits to give. So what the hell are we fighting for then?
Time be harassed, beaten, and a whole host of other things by the Houston police force. That's what it was called at the time. And so on August 23rd, the Black soldiers finally decided they had enough. So about 150 of them went down to the Houston police station to stage a peaceful protest. But once they got there, they were met by an angry mob of white men. And so a melee ensued where civilians, police officers, and soldiers were killed. Now, eventually, 157 Black soldiers were court-martialed. Now, they had 3 trials. In the first trial, it was about 63 officers that were tried. 54 of them were found guilty on all charges, leading to 13 soldiers being sentenced to the death penalty, which they were hanged, right? All right, so now during the second and third trials, now at this time, a lot of notoriety came to the case and people were up in arms over what had happened to the first set of soldiers. Okay, so as far as, their death penalty. So, and also I should say they were denied an appeal process, like it wasn't going to happen. So within the second and third trial, those soldiers were also found guilty and sentenced to death and life sentences. And so those particular soldiers in the second and third case, they were able to appeal. And by that time, President Woodrow Wilson got involved and he says, okay, because 16 of the soldiers in the second and third trial, they actually got the death penalty. He says, well, and I'm paraphrasing at this point, we'll commute the other sentences, but 6 of them, they have got to go. So eventually, on December 11th, 19 soldiers, by the time it got to that point, 19 soldiers were hung. Black soldiers were hung due to just sticking up for themselves, saying, hey, we're here to do a job and we're being harassed by the police department. And so I saw that trending on.
Now, the Black soldiers were sent there to protect the white soldiers. Black soldiers get harassed by white police. Where was the white soldiers protecting the Black soldiers? Where is the white Christians protecting the word? Protecting their so-called fellow believers? Where your white friends at protecting their so-called Black friends that's catching hell in this world of white supremacy?
On Twitter, And I was like, well, this would be an interesting story because a lot of people just do not know that happened. Now, of course, we know that American Black soldiers back in the day were continuously harassed and even lynched while wearing their uniform. And so when I think about how people are upset that somebody like Brittany Griner was released over that of Paul Whelan, the Marine who is stuck over in Russia in a prison due to being tried and found guilty of espionage. And I hear about how he fought for this country, and he probably did. So this really doesn't have a lot to do with him. But I think about the case that I just told y'all about the 19 soldiers that were hung because they were sticking up for themselves.
Yeah, you know, remember I said in the other video I did earlier today, whatever affects Black folks, it always ease on over to affect white folks. See, you've been silent while this stuff been happening to the Black soldiers all this time. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. I ain't got nothing against Brittany, but seem like you would go get your veteran before you go get a civilian from Russia, or try to make a better deal, even if you got to give 2 of them away, so you don't look so bad to your military. I understand. I still don't understand that, but you know. But like I said, all you white folks out there, whatever happens to us, always find y'all.
The U.S. Army and the Houston Police Department was messing with them. I'm like, we shouldn't be focused on Paul Whelan. We should be remembering history and that, well, while the U.S. Armed Forces, they go out and do certain things, they also were not kind to our people. Along with the police, we don't have to talk about the police because we know how they do our people. But y'all should know this. I didn't know, so I thought y'all should know. That's what happened to our Black men who were simply just trying to say enough, right? And the president then, Woodrow Wilson, he didn't see that all of the men should be set free and that, only 6 of them need to hang, right? So he was dirty and no good as well. It should also be said that when
how you gonna get the death penalty for defending yourself? See, even that white supremacist president Woodrow Wilson is knee deep in white supremacy. The police were safe if they had mind their own business. See, men, those of you who listening, if you have to die, don't cry. Don't worry about it. It's a possibility. See, some of the Negroes are stuck in some of the Negroes stuck in neutral. And they started trying to ease in reverse. You a man or what? Huh? You a man or what? Some of you jellyback Negroes. I'm talking to you, jellyback Negroes.
I can show you a jellyback Negro.
Okay. You finna show what you working? What's up?
Yeah, I'll go ahead, Hebrew. I'm just saying we can show you examples of some jellyback.
Oh yeah, I want to pull them up.
No, I ain't gonna pull them up. Go ahead.
See, Negro will go all in on another Negro now. But aim that hostility and that testosterone where it need to go at. Don't aim it toward me, because brother, I'm not gonna do you nothing unless you force me. I don't want nothing to do. I don't want nothing with you. We can get together and go in on the Klan. I think I told y'all this before. It was some guy me and my brother had got to fighting with. You know, my brother gone now, and then another brother got killed by police here a few years ago. Me and them same brothers that couldn't get along was, I think they were trying to kill me because it was me and my brother fighting about 15, 20 of them. We was getting together to go in on the Klan. We done got older now. Forget all that young stuff we did back then. We done got older. We starting to recognize the real threat. We was getting together talking about what we gonna do because the police show wasn't trying to really keep them Klan about our protest. We was getting together. See, that's what happened, brothers, when you get older and you don't kill each other because you can't get along. you begin to get wiser. Okay? Yeah, we started getting together.
NAACP and a lot of other organizations eventually got involved, that the men who were sentenced to life sentences, they were overturned and they were released. But again, 19 soldiers were hung due to flat out racism by the armed forces and the police department. So y'all tell me what you think of this unfortunate story. And for more insightful commentary, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetri K Show, here on YouTube. Peace.
All right. So this is what we fighting for. We fighting for white supremacist rights to lynch us. That's what we fighting for. We fighting to maintain white supremacy.
Discriminated against African-American military veterans dating back decades, disproportionately rejecting disability claims from Black veterans at a much higher rate than white veterans. That's according to a new lawsuit filed in federal court this past week by Yale Law School's Veterans Legal Services Clinic. The group filed the suit on behalf of Conley Monk Jr., a Vietnam War veteran whose VA benefits were denied for nearly 50 years. He's joining me now, along with Richard Brookshire, who served in the U.S. Army before co-founding the Black Veterans Project. Welcome to you both.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Thank you.
And Mr. Monk, you enlisted in November 1968. You served in Vietnam.
Now, let me say this. Don't forget those VA loans that those same white veterans got to build them houses and start getting that generational wealth was denied to the Black soldiers. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget them so-called worthless medals that they started that the presidents was giving these soldiers years on down the road. Why they didn't get their medals then? See, the military has always and still is a white supremacist conclave.
But you were wrongfully denied an honorable discharge, which meant that you received no VA benefits. The VA denied your applications for education, housing, and disability benefits before finally agreeing in December 2020 that you were in fact eligible all along. How did the lack of VA benefits affect your life?
It really damaged me by this not letting my family receive any form of benefits. I couldn't receive any benefits and neither could they. So my kids was not entitled to educational benefits, which they should have been entitled to. They could have also got some sort of the stipend while they was going to school. And also the fact that I couldn't even get my job back. I worked for the VA when I left to go in the military. And I came home, I couldn't get my job back. I joined, I did not get drafted, so I wanted to go to fight for my country, to be involved in the Vietnam War. I felt that I was totally robbed of my rightful dues when I came back from Vietnam. I served honorably in Vietnam, I was involved in a lot of, different combat actions. It was totally a disgrace to me and my family, and the fact that we was denied benefits that I was rightfully entitled to.
Richard Brookshire, you created the Black Veterans Project, which is a nonprofit that researches the inequities that Black veterans face after you struggled to get the resources you needed when you came back from Afghanistan. Give us a sense of your story, and why do you think these hurdles have persisted across generations?
Yeah, I served as a combat medic for 7 years. 4 of those were on active duty, 3 of them in the New York State National Guard. And
okay, you see, light-skinned Negro still a Negro. I want to point that out. You're going to get the same treatment that we get.
A difficult transition, out of the military that I wasn't actually anticipating. I wasn't taken seriously by the VA. So I found myself, unfortunately, on the other side of a suicide attempt. And it just so happens that after that attempt, I started to really engage the Black veterans community. But I also started to engage, what are the disparities? I'm living with them, I'm starting to see them. But getting a better sense of the numbers was kind of the first instinct for me. So we went to Yale and said, hey, we want the most contemporary data to kind of look at, are there disparities in disability compensation? Because I've heard about disparities of the GI Bill at the turn of World War II. I think Connolly is a perfect example of how dishonorable discharges have perpetuated, locking many Black vets, even to this very day, out of access to their benefits.
And Mr.
You hear what it's locking? You got anything to say, Mikael? Locking many Black vets. Why are we joining the military?
For a better opportunity.
A better opportunity. What's the better opportunity?
Grants, GI Bill, home loans, VA home loans.
Now I'm gonna be fair. Some Black folks do well.
Mm-hmm.
For everyone to do well, I guarantee you, it's about 20 they done shut down.
Retirement. Stuff like that. The typical stuff, Hebrew.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. But woo, boy. I'm biased. I don't care nothing for this. I don't care nothing for and I tried to when I got out of prison. I done sipped so much of the 9/11 Kool-Aid. And then I had like $9,000 worth of fines. I had to pay the PO. I had child support. Didn't have no place to stay. I had to get my license. Didn't have no clothes, none of that. I tried to join every branch. There wasn't nobody but the Most High. Every branch, they couldn't. The Army warned me, they couldn't get me. He said they just changed the law. And I'm glad. I'm glad. Nope.
Monk, to Richard's point about.
Hey, hold on, Hebrew. Hold on. I want to tell you. You said something about 9/11. I was a senior in high school when 9/11 hit, right?
Yeah.
I almost went to the damn military because after it happened, they was coming in trying to get us to sign up, and a lot of dudes signed up. A lot of white dudes, including Black dudes, signed up.
Yeah.
Though they like, well, some said, "No, you better not do that, son. Don't be patriotic." Well, my daddy, he went to National Guard. He fought Vietnam. I talked to my daddy. He said, "Man, don't get your ass in this shit."
I like your dad. I'm gonna have to meet him.
Then he said,
"What is that, Mike?
Don't get your ass in this shit."
Y'all. I'm gonna tell the society, you sisters and brothers out there, they want to throw all the brothers because we in prison away. It was a lot of us ready to go over there and give these Arabs, go in on them. See, but I bet, but now the Negroes waking up, the Negroes be like, y'all got that. But it was a lot of Black brothers willing to go over there to fight in prison. So y'all want to throw us away. Some of us probably need to be thrown away. But I'm just saying. You got anything else, Mikael?
Of this.
No, Hebrew, you got it.
All right.
A family of service members. Your father fought in the segregated unit during World.
Now that I thought about that, that's where they going next. That's where they going next. If they can't get these kids, that's where they going. They going right back to the prison houses.
Going to the prison house? Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
World War II. Your siblings were also in the armed forces. And you make the point that you and your siblings could have gone to college potentially if your father had gotten the benefits that he applied for and was denied back in the 1940s.
Yes. And it continued. After my father, my daughter, my baby girl, she had to struggle to work and go to school. And she owed $100,000 on a student loan at this present date. She's now a principal in one of the major.
Man, I can't fathom owing $100,000. I can't. And you know what? You can't file them on bankruptcy either. Did you know that, Mike?
Yeah. Uh-huh. And I'm just glad. So after Daddy told me not to join that shit, I try to be hard headed. So I went down there to the whatever the recruitment place down there in Tupelo by the Walmart Sam's. They had the National Guard. You sign up for the Navy and all that.
Yeah. I went. That's why I went. That's why I went at. right down there bottom across from the mall.
Yeah,
I went there. I signed up for everything. I tried to get the National Guard, the Coast. None of them. I couldn't get that record.
Yeah. So the Most High made me so dumb to to that test. Man, I failed that test. That white man looked at me and said, "Son, you too dumb to be in any branch of the military."
The Most High did that. He probably, all praises. Look, young Gunner probably wouldn't even be here if you had been over there.
I looked at him. I said, "Are you serious?" I'm there. He said, "You so dumb. You can't be in any branch of the military."
High schools, but we suffered. We sustained an injury, and we continued to. And I think it snowballed down to like my grandkids. My grandkids, they would have had a better chance of going to school if they would have been entitled.
Y'all see how this affects generation? Because he couldn't get his benefits. His daughter suffered. His daughter didn't have that money that was owed to him. He ain't asking for nothing free. It's owed to him. His daughter didn't have that, and her children is lacking as a result. Y'all don't find it suspicious that we ain't got nothing going. Ain't nothing being passed down. Y'all don't find that suspicious. You know why we ain't got no land to pass down? Because they done stole it. They done took it ill-gotten it, and they done made laws. That's why.
To the monies that their mother could have got to go to school to help them out. And not only that, the housing benefits. We was denied housing benefits where I could not get a housing loan. My father had to work 2 full-time jobs in order to provide a living situation for us. So, yeah, it really damaged my family, my family.
Well, we reached out to the VA to get a statement in response to this lawsuit. And without addressing the merits of the suit, we got this statement that reads, part of which reads this way. Secretary McDonough has made clear that delivering world-class, timely, equitable care and benefits to all veterans is our top priority at VA. Throughout history, there have been unacceptable disparities in both.
Okay, y'all get it. Y'all know that's a lie. Y'all know that's a lie. If that's what they did, they wouldn't have to write that. Okay, this sister here. Let me just show the video.
African-American Army sergeant says her life is in danger. Sergeant Jewel Scott is stationed at Fort Hood in Texas. She wrote on Instagram to say she was not safe.
If something happened to me, if just real blunt and honest with, if I end up dead, if I end up missing or something like that, just know somebody did it. And I just want to get out here and put something out because I know how the media, I know how my job, being in the military will think these false narratives. And I'm going to do more talking about it. I'm trying to post a video now, but I just need something quick put out there so that way people know, like, if it was self-inflicted or something like that, my family would know, my friends would know.
She gave no specifics on what is happening to her. Local newspapers say Scott's claims prompted Army officials to go on Facebook and respond to her allegations. Base officials say that they are going to take all allegations of misconduct very seriously. Dozens of people have been killed, died, or by suicide, and they have gone missing as well from Fort Hood military base in recent years,
Did y'all hear that? Dozens of people have been killed and gone missing from this military base. Yes, she was smart to do that.
They said, how in the hell you come up missing on a military base? That's one of the most secure. That ain't most secure than prison.
Man, ain't no telling what kind of experiments going on. Ain't no telling what they remember they have experimented on black soldiers before with that mustard gas and stuff.
Yeah, mustard gas, you're right.
Fort Hood military base in recent years, which is very, very scary. I have a long history of military and Army in my family. My mom was in the Air Force for a very long time, my dad as well. And so this is really scary for her to be fearing for her life like this, and to know that so many cases of people dying have happened at this base. And so, I mean, it's kind of eerie, but also happy that she's letting it be known. You cannot make up a story about what happened to me in the event. Of course, we hope not, but she's letting it be known that I did not do anything to myself.
Yeah, there was a really popular story a couple years ago, Vanessa Gillian, who was murdered on that base, and her family had to go out and do all the research themselves to get someone to help them. It was a really, really, really big story. 2020 and Dateline and everyone covered it. That base actually is known for.
Now, I think this is a white Hispanic woman, but like I said, everything that happens to us always drift over. Notice what she said, that the family had to do their own investigating. So if the family did their own investigating, then how much more did the military police know? If the family can do this and uncover the truth, then what is the military police hiding? I said that I want y'all to start thinking.
Really, really, really big story. 2020 and Dateline and everyone covered it. That base actually is known for people going missing, people dying. 39 people died or went missing within the last year. A lot of the murders remain unsolved. So, I just think if this young lady is risking her life, because a lot of things within the military are held within the military. They have their own police, their own court system. So if she's risking her life to come out and say something, we should be definitely paying attention and following up with her.
Yeah, and we'll definitely keep you posted on this story.
Yeah, I'm just telling y'all.
I bet they blackballed her, boy.
Who? That soldier.
Yeah, military.
She alive. She probably was dead anyway. I mean, well, they probably go. I think she did the right thing. All them folks coming up missing. Come on, man. I ain't worried about no blackball. This is chess. And she got him in check. She's still living. Sergeant Scott. Jewel Scott. I think she's still living. Okay. What was that? That black woman? Y'all heard about that black woman just died in Germany, right?
What black woman in Germany? What are you talking about?
I'm finna show you.
Well, she fell over dead?
No. It looked like them white folks killed her. Let me put soldier.
Sure been a lot of people falling over dead.
Yeah, died suddenly.
Shh, be quiet. Don't say
that. I've been telling folks, y'all been watch that. Here to go to sister right here at 15 minutes. I'm not doing 15 minutes.
What the hell she doing over there in Germany anyway?
In the military. Tell them where they allowed to send you at, man. Denisha Montgomery. Somewhere our folks was involved with the same slave masters. Somewhere. Okay. I play this video, it might get restricted. All right.
We start tonight with a family demanding answers after their daughter, a military police officer, died while serving overseas. This is Denisha Montgomery, just 27 years old, her entire future ahead of her. A daughter, a wife, a mother, serving her country and working hard to support her kids back home. The Army calls Denisha's death a suicide, and they are investigating, but her family believes something far more sinister happened, and someone is not telling the truth. In a moment, I'm going to be talking with two close friends of the family live about this case and the ongoing investigation. But first, we turn to investigative correspondent Rich McHugh tonight with this exclusive report. Rich.
Let me see if I can find something shorter. That video is going to be age restricted. Let me see that thing 15 minutes. I didn't know it was 15 minutes long. Hold on. Look. Let me see here. Shoot, I'll let it play. me see, can I find an article? Hold on. I'm gonna just go and let it play. I'm just gonna let it play. Or let it play. This might be it. Hold on.
News Nation investigation into a U.S. soldier who died while stationed in Germany. The Army ruled 27-year-old Denisha Montgomery's death a suicide, but her family says they believe something worse happened to her, and they believe that because weeks before her death, she told her family that military police officers assaulted her and she was going to report it. But she was found dead in her barracks. Her family now advocates demanding answers from the Army, especially after News Nation obtained her Army casualty report. News Nation's Rich McHugh has the latest.
27-year-old Denisha Montgomery pursued her dreams and joined the Army 2 years ago.
I protect my mom and my sister.
She was determined to help provide for her 3 young boys. Assigned to the 139th Military Police Company at Fort Stewart this summer on July 19th while stationed in Wiesbaden, Germany.
Honey, this is all I wanted to do. Mom, this is all I wanted to do.
On July 19th, she made a frantic video call to her family and asked them to record it.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Jaden. Hey, Mom. I love you. I just want to come home. Look what they did.
She had serious bruises, open wounds on her body.
Where's that from? I don't know.
In this 12-minute video call with her family, she said she went with a group of military police from her unit off base to a water park, said they had been drinking, and on the car ride back, they assaulted her.
They choked me out. Look, they was doing me in the car. I was gasping for air. I was like, I ain't never been so scared in my life. I thought I was going to die in the car, bro.
In and out of tears on the call, she vowed to report her assault the next day.
I'm going to talk to CID tomorrow. And what? Tell them that you just want to get out or what? I can't be here no more. I don't trust them. I don't trust my leadership. I don't want to be here with none of them no more.
21 days later, on August 9th, Denisha Montgomery was found dead in her barrack. That same day, the Army told Denisha Montgomery's family that she took her own life.
And they said that we're sorry to inform you that your daughter has committed suicide by suffocation. And I said, how do you suffocate yourself?
I know that my daughter wouldn't kill herself.
No doubt in your mind.
No doubt in my mind. I know my kid, man.
The Army released a statement 5 days later confirming Denisha Montgomery.
That brother looked like he ready to go to war.
Montgomery was found unresponsive in her barrack and said the incident is currently under investigation by U.S. Army Criminal Investigation Division.
But it doesn't make any sense. How are you still investigating when you prematurely said she committed suicide?
Tamika Light is Denisha Montgomery's aunt. She served 13 years as an Army sergeant and was awarded the Purple Heart.
Because something in the back of my mind told me that when she was attacked on the 19th of July, that there was something bigger at play.
One giant piece of the puzzle, her sister says, comes from what the military told them about what happened 3 weeks prior at the water park before the alleged assault in the car.
The CID told us on the phone that night at the water park, 2 individuals that were not with her tried to sexually assault her in a restroom.
We have asked the Army about the investigation and also about the alleged assault prior to her death. In a statement, they said special agents with the Department of Army Criminal Investigation Division are investigating the death of Specialist Denisha Montgomery. Since our last report, News Nation has obtained the Army casualty report for Denisha Montgomery Smith. It was made 8 days after Denisha's death. But under category of death, it states pending. And under circumstances, it says determination pending. We asked the Army about the discrepancy. In a statement to News Nation, they write, "The Army has not yet made a final determination of the cause or manner of Specialist Denisha Montgomery's death. CID is conducting a comprehensive investigation which will remain open until all leads have been addressed and the medical examiner issues a final determination of the cause and manner of death." Further, they write, "At the time of Specialist Montgomery's death, German law enforcement authorities exercised primary jurisdiction. When the German authorities closed their investigation and transferred the matter to the U.S. Army CID, they stated that they had ruled Specialist Montgomery's death to be a suicide."
My daughter came home. They didn't give me no autopsy report, no cause of death. Where's all that? Where's all that at?
I am Denisha Montgomery Smith. That's her name, and I want everybody to say it. I am Denisha Montgomery Smith.
For News Nation, Rich.
I tell them devils, keep your damn gun, salute, keep all that. Keep all that.
I was thinking the same thing, Hebrew.
Keep your flag, keep it. Keep all that.
And I want everybody to say it.
You take that ammo and you put it in them heathens that killed me. That's what you can do with that ammo. You take that flag and you choke them with that flag. Whoever put me in the grave, that's what you can do. Keep all your fakery.
I am Denisha Montgomery Smith.
For News Nation, Rich McHugh.
All right, let's bring in now Lindsay Knapp, Denisha Montgomery's family attorney, executive director of Combat Sexual Assault. Lindsay, thank you for being with us. Since the last time we spoke, that Army casualty report lists her death as pending. We know they told Denisha's family her suicide, or she died by suicide. Why did they not list her death as a suicide officially?
That's really a great question, because, and that's kind of what we've been asking this entire time. We believe that CID is not doing a full and thorough investigation into this case. And it wasn't until we broke the story with News Nation that they even provided us with this report of casualty that's got the death as pending. What we know is that they showed up, the casualty assistance officer, at the parents of Denisha Montgomery Smith and told the family that this was a suicide. We also know that 2 days after she died, people that were in that car with her on July 19th reached out to the family to gather information and to inquire about what was going on. We immediately notified CID that the people that we believe assaulted Denisha in the car that night were reaching out to them. And they did nothing. They didn't issue a military protective order. They didn't stop these individuals from contacting the family. For 30 days, these individuals reached out to the family to gather information. We begged CID to maybe come record the call, do some kind of investigation into this, and they did not. So what we're seeing is just again and again that when we're giving the CID evidence to be like, hey, maybe you should investigate this, they're just not. They're not worried about the assault on July 19th. They're not worried about the assault in the vehicle. And by way of an example, again, when I took Denisha's spouse, Josh, to CID to be interviewed about everything that she told him about the assault on July 19th, CID was only concerned about what her mental health was like prior to her death.
So did they ever interview the family, Lindsay?
So they have interviewed a couple members of the family, yes.
Okay. Let me say this. The women in the Bible, the women was not in the military. Let's get back to that. Can we get back to the Bible? There were no women fighting in the military. If it is book, chapter, and verse. Okay?
At our request.
As your request.
So to kind of to paint the scene, from August 11th to September 11th, military police officers that Denisha identified assaulted her in the vehicle on July 19th have been reaching out to her, reaching out to members of the family. Mm-hmm. And so we report that to CID and they don't stop it. They don't try to do anything about it. And then moreover, those same individuals that Denisha identifies as assaulting her in the vehicle that day are photographed with the Secretary of the Army when the Secretary of the Army goes to visit Wiesbaden on September 20th. So the other interesting piece is when they're photographed with the Secretary of the Army on September 20th is that they also have their weapons. So these military police officers who have been accused by Denisha in that video on July 19th of assaulting her in that vehicle and strangulating her and all those bruises and injuries that you saw are standing next to the Secretary of the Army with their weapons. That should
that good old boy system. He probably got a couple rapes under his belt or her belt or whoever it is.
Outrage the American public. How are the police policing themselves? At the very least, we've got some very.
Do that even make sense, family? The police policing themselves. Does that even make sense? Do criminals police themselves?
Serious allegations that these military police officers have done something really, really wrong, but the military doesn't seem concerned about it at all because they're still letting them put their fingers on the triggers.
Yeah, we certainly hope that her family is able to get answers, Lindsay. I know that you are certainly working to make that happen, Lindsay. Knapp, thank you so much for your time.
I think that's about all I got. No, I got one more video. Hold on.
Worst fears confirmed. That's how the sheriff of Merced County, California reacted.
Let me see if this thing playing good. I ain't checked over here. Hold on. Okay. Let me see how many views Died suddenly got. It ought to be about 20 million now. Let me see.
65 million.
14.
14 million views.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot of views.
Y'all better go check that out now. Let me see here. Okay. Let me close some of these. Now, I want y'all to know, y'all just sign a deal with the devil. You wonder why they get along with the Ukrainian Nazis? Look. Y'all don't forget Operation Paperclip, where the United States, right after they got through so-called defeating Germany, they brought the German scientists over here and put them to work. Don't y'all forget that now. Okay, let me see here. Why is the Marine platoon associated with Nazi iconography? Because they Nazis, they white supremacists. This is a white supremacist military apparatus. The whole thing. All right, the release of images of U.S. Marines with Nazi SS flag has forced the U.S. Marine Corps to announce two things. First, that it does not condone the use of Nazi iconography. How y'all know that's a lie? Because they're not enforcing the rule. You enforce the rule by punishment. If these guys were getting punished, they would have to hide this stuff. That's how you know that's a blatant lie. Okay? Go on with that. Okay, now, second, that it is possible to have no malicious intent when displaying the SS symbol because some Marines have, reinterpreted to symbolize scout sniper. No, if it's doo-doo yesterday and it come out of somebody's butt, it's doo-doo. If you smear it up on your flag, it's still doo-doo. Okay? Nobody want to hear that. They making up lies and excuses just like they covering for the deaths. Okay? Now, there's some buildings. Look, they got buildings. They got buildings with swastikas on it. I guess they just happen to have that too. This is United States military buildings with Nazi symbols. I ain't finna do no video. I done videoed all to death. But look, y'all see what it is. Y'all see what it is. They comfortable. See, y'all think the history book said the United States defeated the Nazis. But the truth of the matter is, they just had a merger. You know how businesses, like two businesses get together and merge together and become one business? That's what happened. Okay. Let me get over here. Hold on. I can delete. Let me see here. Now, y'all remember these guys? You remember these guys, Mikael? The black soldier from Harlem.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, hey, yeah. Some of you men out there may feel harmless and helpless. Where your faith at? You got a brain. This is your greatest weapon right here. Remember David and Goliath. This man, I'm gonna show y'all. I'm not that tall at all. Bruce Lee was a small man. Would you go up to him if he was alive and slap him? Bruce Lee was about 5'6", 130 pounds. Would you walk up to him and slap him? Some of you young folks might not know what Bruce Lee is. But anyway, just because you're small don't mean you're helpless. That's why you got to keep your mind free of drugs and stuff.
The Harlem Hellfighters was a regiment of New York National Guardsmen in the First World War. They were set up to fail by their own government. They were humiliated, degraded, eventually given to the French army as a throwaway. And they ended up coming home as one of the most...
Yes, I believe the Holocaust happened, okay? But what they don't tell you, all the black folks that they killed during the Holocaust. They conveniently leave that out. All the black folks that they killed. And Hitler got the game from America. Hitler got the game from Margaret Sanger. He got what he took over yonder from right here. Okay? I'm not fussing at you. I'm just getting angry as I think about it. It ain't aimed at you. You darn devils.
Decorated units in the entire U.S. Army.
The Harlem Hellfighters are one of the most important regiments in American history. In World War I, they helped to establish to the entire world the power of black soldiers in the military.
It was very difficult at that time for African Americans to get into the United States military because there was this perception that African Americans would not do well in battle.
That ain't what it was. They were scared them black men were going to do a Michael Johnson on their dusty behind. That's what they worried about. They weren't worried about black men doing well. They know who they brought over here. They know who we are. See, if they were worried about black men being cowards, then why was J. Edgar Hoover worried about a black messiah? If they worried about black men being cowards, why did they dismantle the Panthers and leave the Klan alone? If they worried about us not doing well in battle.
They had to overcome the prejudice of their own countrymen and yet also perform ably on the battlefield.
Like so many units of African American descent, when they go overseas, they're not sure what they're going to do. Are they going to fight as infantry? Or are they going to be stevedores and load ships? Or are they going to be labor units and cut wood?
In other words, you're going to be slaves. But anyway, all right, let me let the movie play.
Or are they going to be stevedores and load ships? Or are they going to be labor units and cut wood?
And so they're committed to labor duty. They're unloading ships, building the trains, those type of support services. And as you can imagine, these men have been trained and they're willing to fight. They're ready to fight. And this is stressful for them.
They were finally given to the French army, which in a way was an even greater insult because in the First World War, when the United States entered, General Pershing, the commanding officer, was very clear that American forces would not be fed piecemeal into the French and British army because the French and British wanted reinforcements. And Pershing said, absolutely not. When Americans join this war, they will fight as an American force under an American flag led by an American general. ... except for the black guys. You can have them.
Henry Johnson is perhaps one of the most remarkable black military.
Okay, this is a small man. This is for all you short guys out here. Okay, know your strength. Put down the cigarettes. You're going to need that air. Okay? But all right, Henry Johnson. Don't let the looks fool you.
The most remarkable Black military heroes in U.S. history.
And he found himself in no man's land with Private Needham Roberts manning a listening post.
And Needham Roberts hears click, click, click. He realizes somebody's cutting the wire. It's potentially a German raid.
And so Roberts is passing him grenades, and they line up these grenades, and the Germans actually do come across the lines. Roberts is hurt, and now Henry Johnson is left to defend their position and to stave off this attack. And then he makes the mistake of jamming a French cartridge into his American gun, and it no longer will work. And the Germans are on top of it.
He then used his rifle like a club, and then he ended up fighting with a knife against the Kaiser's best and turned them.
He's wounded in the fray. He's struck, for example, in the foot, and has a debilitating injury as a result. And he fights them off, he says, for what seemed like an hour.
The Germans ran shrieking into the night, all because of one man.
It's not until the next morning that people realize what a tremendous act this was. They discover 4 bodies of dead German soldiers. And they also realize from the equipment and other things that are left behind that as many as 30 may have been involved in this altercation.
As soon as he drove off those Germans, the French awarded him with the Croix de Guerre, a great honor. Unfortunately, it took about 75 years for the US government to give him the Legion of Merit. Had he been white, he would have walked out of that war with the Medal of Honor.
Hold on, Hebrew.
Huh?
This man done put 50 damn Germans by himself. See, that's what I'm talking about.
See, when the Most High hit you, I'm telling you. Hey, when he hit you,
boy, hey, you can't tell me we ain't them people in them scriptures.
they sound just like the Book of Jubilees. When the brothers were fighting together, jumping walls and stuff.
Yeah.
Was that Jubilees?
Yeah. Hey, one brother done put 50 Germans to flight.
I thought he said about 30. Either way it goes.
Hey, it was 50. According to the Gospel of Mikael, it was 50.
And look, and they was taking the other guy. They was taking the other guy back to the camp. They probably finna torture him, trying to get some info. He went and got the guy back. You didn't hear that part, did you?
Went and got him back for what?
The Germans had got it wasn't but 2 of them in the hole.
Yeah.
They had got the other guy and they were carrying him off to their trench.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Henry went and got the brother back.
Henry said, I'm gonna put 50 of these heathens. I'll come and get your heathen ass. I shouldn't leave you over there to die.
Don't let the signs fool you.
Yeah, and for the record, I put Bruce Lee behind.
Okay.
Man, come on, man.
I ain't saying that. I just said okay, Mike. Would you go up there and slap him when he ain't did nothing to you?
Hey, look here. I would slap Bruce Lee.
The Most High probably ain't gonna be with you. You just go up to him and slap him.
Hey, I wouldn't pick no fight with him, but if he say something about the way, I beat the hell out of Bruce Lee.
Okay.
30 may have been involved in this altercation.
You see it? Here's at 30.
As soon as he...
Listen.
It's not until the next morning that people realize what a tremendous act this was. They discover 4 bodies of dead German soldiers. And they also realize from the equipment and other things that are left behind that as many as 30 may have been involved in this altercation.
Boy, what you ain't understanding?
Drove off.
If that were me, it wouldn't be no, I would exaggerate the story.
Mike,
I killed 15 of these heathens.
Let's not do like the heathen, man.
And I put 55 to flight. Count it out here, heathen.
Yeah, it probably was more than 30.
I'm telling you, listen,
Hebrew. Know about the equipment left behind.
Hey, listen. That you can't count no bodies by equipment left behind.
You right.
That man killed more than 4 people, bro.
Yeah. They got a history of lying on us now.
Yeah, let me tell you, I'm giving y'all the true history. Y'all ain't listening.
Oh, okay.
This man killed 50 damn Germans and put 100 to flight. There it is. Gospel of Mikael. There it is.
Those Germans, the French awarded him the Croix de Guerre, a great honor. Unfortunately, it took about 75 years for the U.S. government to give him the Legion of Merit. Had he been white, he would have walked out of that war with the Medal of Honor. What was so shocking to me when I began to research the story of the Hellfighters was that after they had performed so magnificently in combat, the United States government actually sent a memorandum to the French government.
Y'all listen.
Essentially implementing Jim Crow. Essentially saying, don't give them some notion that they are equals, because we don't want them taking that notion back to the United States and demanding equality.
When he come back to the United States, he's not awarded the Purple Heart. There's no notation in his military record of his injury. And so he winds up not.
So this man is permanently disabled from the war and can't get disability, can't get no benefits. I feel a Jeremiah Wright coming on.
Not being able to work because of this injury. He doesn't get any kind of assistance from the army or from the government as a result. And he ends up dying in 1929 penniless. So it again shows the paradox. Here's this great story of valor and of courage on the part of the soldier. And ultimately, he comes back to a nation that doesn't honor that sacrifice.
We tend to think we all know American history so well, but
You're disrespecting the flag. You're disrespecting the flag.
the story of the Harlem Hellfighters should be one of the first stories told. It wasn't about killing other people. It was about being Americans and serving their country well. That was the inclination of the Harlem Hellfighters.
When you are African American in 1917, democracy is armor. Democracy is a weapon. And to fight for a war to make the world safe for democracy was something more than just some ethereal crusade for the Hellfighters. It had concrete results. They were fighting for the rights to be a citizen of the country that they were born in.
Darn devil. All right, that's about all I got, fam. Y'all remember.
Can I show one video, Hebrew?
Yes, sir.
Just one.
Yes, sir.
It's disturbing. You did an excellent job of going through the history and showing us how these heathens feel about us and their militaries and stuff. But man, I got a problem with your cousin, bro.
My cousin.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got a problem with your cousin. I'm gonna show you your cousin. Can I show you your cousin?
Is he your brother?
He's your cousin. I don't know brother of mine talk like this. Now, Warriors, read that title. Read that title down there.
Huh.
What did it say? Black Israelites and the Nation of Islam are brother and sister religions with the same father. It just 6 minutes. What do I want you to hear, Warriors? Because I was gonna go live after you, but I said it was just this one video. But listen, I just want to see the reaction on your face, brother.
Okay.
All right, he gonna make you proud.
Wait, why he leave the Christians out?
No.
Okay.
It's your cousin now. Listen to him.
Welcome back. This is God in Travel. The Black Israelites, the Nation of Islam, they got a lot in common. And y'all should know they both came from the same source. They both share the same father. Think about it. The Black Israelites, based on race, based on being black, based on being African American. The Nation of Islam, based on being black, based on African American. The Black Israelites.
This nigga, hey, Paul, Mike,
is being racist. The nation.
Islam is predominantly white Muslim. What you talking about, Willis? Why did he leave a Christian out?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Abraham, okay, father of the nation of Israel. Okay, the Islam came about, the Arabs, Ishmael, with the concubine Hagar, the Egyptian. The Arab, they just done got wiped down through the conquest. Okay, so technically, let me do the math, man. Let me know if my math might be off. It's been a long week. Well, it's a new week, but my math might be off. Okay, Abraham. You ain't got, hey brother, you ain't got to put the black in there. He Negro. But anyway, okay, Abraham. Okay, Hebrews. Okay, Muslims. Okay, well, Arabs. But today they white. Why he leave the Christians out? That's all I'm trying to say. So all three of those religions, they would say Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. That's what they would call it, right?
Right.
Okay. This nigga already off the bat. He already, I smell him already. But go ahead.
See, you get on the heathens, rightfully so. It's my job to go after these bootlicks.
Get him, man.
They see, that's my job. Hey, brother, that ain't your cousin, then I was just messing with you. Listen, Hebrew, listen. It get worse, y'all. It gets worse.
All skin folk ain't kin folk.
That's right. All Israel ain't Israel. It get worse. I'm gonna hit play. Because I know you got to get up in the morning. Let me hit play.
Nation of Islam, a good portion of it is being racist. The Black Hebrews, they want to go around, get the Hebrew names. They want to be Hebrew now. They want to get the Hebrew names. The Nation of Islam, they want these Arabic names. They want to feel special. They want to be more than black and get these Arabic names. Both religions were started in the 1800s.
Mike, pause, man. Pause.
Religions.
Pause, man. Man, what this Negro smoke? He must have been one of them cities they got that old lead pipe water.
I think he's either from Flint, Michigan, or Jackson, Mississippi.
He been drinking it. Hey, brother, go get you some water, man. Stop drinking that water, man.
Bruh, this is a loss for the cause. Hebrew Negro, talking Negro. This man sniffed white men booty cheeks for breakfast. You understand? His head so far up white Jesus ass. You can't even you can't make this up. These people are coming out the woodworks to talk about us, bro. See, you get on the heathen. Let me get on these Negroes.
Hey, yeah. Sometimes I swap up and get on the brothers too, man.
Hey, let me have at the rabbis and the token Negroes and the pork chop eating preachers. That's my lane. All right, you keep doing what you do.
Well, I might do a collaboration with you, then.
Right, well, you're doing one now because I want you to see what I got to go through. All right, over here play.
Okay.
It get worse.
The Black Hebrews or Black Israelites or whatever, they decided they didn't want the white man's Christianity. They decided to come up with their own religion. They didn't want to follow a white Jesus. The Nation of Islam, they decided they didn't want to follow a white man's religion. So they started their own religion based on their skin color. Two religions. They both share the same source. They both came from the devil. I'm just gonna be real. Y'all can throw stones, y'all can hate, y'all can type what y'all want to type. Both religions came from the devil. Any religion that goes against the Bible or any religion that only believe in some of the Bible, not all the Bible, it cannot be from God. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm black too, but
Mike, pause it.
I'm not with the foolishness.
This brother got some kind of, he got, for real, man, he got some kind of mind thing going on.
Yeah, white supremacy. Black skin with white supremacist brain.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This Negro here is, see, y'all gonna learn something today. You dealing with Negroes and Negro-nesses, women out here with this mindset, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just a few more minutes because I want you to, the part I'm gonna go in on, you gonna hear it, bro. You gonna hear it. But I'm telling you, I just want to hear, I got you on a panel with me. I want you to really hear how destroyed this brother is.
Okay.
All right.
I'm not gonna be a part of religion that is based on color. I'm with a religion.
What do you think white Jesus is? Hold, Mike. Hold.
I'm with a religion that's based.
What do you think white Jesus is? What do you think translating the Bible, translating the name through 4 European languages, that ain't about color? Whitewashing the images, that ain't about color.
That don't matter to him.
Okay, okay. It ain't about color. I like that analysis you did. Yeah, run the red light since it ain't nothing about color. Just run that. Yeah, color is obsolete. The Most High created color. Most High created color, but let color be obsolete now.
Yeah. Listen to it, Hebrew. Listen to it.
All right, man.
Based on facts. I bet you right now, y'all go to West Africa right now and ask them, are they Hebrews? They'll laugh in y'all face.
That's a lie.
Y'all want to be Muslims and black Hebrews. Y'all want these Arabic names. Y'all want these Hebrew names. Y'all want to be everything but black. What's wrong with y'all now? Man, as black people in this country, man, we are spiritually piss poor.
I wonder
piss
why.
poor spiritually. Y'all want to be everything but the people who came from Africa. Y'all want to be Muslim too. Y'all want to be the Nation of Islam. Didn't the Arabs have black slaves too?
Yep.
The Arabs took black slaves, made them walk through the desert until they made it to their destination.
Yo, Christians brought slaves over here. I just had to pause.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Y'all be preaching and tell you that white Christians had slaves. They created chattel slavery. Your Christian Pope, under the orders of white Jesus, created chattel slavery. All right, brother.
Ain't it funny? I talk, see, when warriors go in on people like this, and I go in on people like this, Stephen go in on people like this, y'all think we been assholes and buttholes. No, these people exist.
Nation, and a lot of them perished before they even made it. To where the Arabs were taking them. And y'all want to be black Israelites. Ain't no such thing as a black Israelite. I told you in another video, show me a race, a black race in the Bible. It don't even exist. Show me a black Hebrew race in the Bible.
I could just destroy. I wouldn't even try to destroy him.
Man, we can prove it.
This Negro really retarded first. You know, because I don't want to get in a habit of just, hitting everybody because, everybody.
Oh, no, he deserved to be hit. He put this on social media. He ain't retarded. He was smart enough to get on there, put a title on it, and go live with it and put it on social media on YouTube. He ain't dumb. He ain't slow. Hey, this Negro here. I said, man, we can destroy this dude with Acts 13:1.
Yeah.
Numbers 24:7. Pull up the etymology word of that guy name, and he says a Levite priest, a Negro.
Yeah.
You know, it's so many ways we can go with this thing. But he ain't waste my time. But I'm just showing you how destroyed he is.
You can use the Egyptians, Genesis 10, telling you the Egyptians are black. The Egyptians black, you know the Hebrews are black. Oh, yeah. Did I tell you I stopped and talked to some Jehovah Witnesses?
Yeah, go ahead.
Only reason why I stopped because they were sisters.
Uh-huh.
I told them that Luke 21:24, that younger sister, the older woman seemed like she was receiving it too because her eyes lit up. I showed her Luke chapter 21, verse 24. I said, we the only people that went into captive in the all nation. That older woman that and then I showed them, I told them Moses. I said, Numbers chapter 4, verses 6 and 7. The Most High told Moses to stick his hand in his bosom. If his hand was already white, then why did the Most High turn his hand white? If it's already white, I mean, what's the miracle? Stuff like that.
What is the miracle?
What's the miracle? Then you always got one trying to all lives matter. Look, I wasn't talking about that. But since you pointed it out, I said, yeah. Whoever received the word can be saved. I said, yeah, I believe in the whole Bible. All of us ain't the same, just like all Christians ain't part of the clan. But I'm not going to look for the ones that ain't. But yeah, but then I said, the Bible also says, the spirit of truth going to lead us into all truth. I'm showing y'all the lies. She got quiet. All these were Jehovah's Witnesses. I said, don't they believe in the curse of Ham?
Yep.
Yeah, they got quiet. I wasn't trying to, I didn't just try to blow up nothing. I was slowly, just dismantling stuff. But yeah. But go ahead, brother.
It don't even exist. Black people went on tribes. If y'all don't even know y'all African tribes, how can y'all claim y'all are black Hebrews?
Is that our fault?
You even know your African tribe. Without the African tribe, there's no way you can go back to, I guess, whatever tribe you want to claim from the Hebrew race.
This Negro is lying.
A Negro and a Hebrew are two different things.
Your DNA traces you back to where you come from.
And y'all really don't believe in that Bible. The Bible told you about 20 million times the dark people came from Africa. So we know the Hebrew people took over the land of Canaan. Two different places, two different people. Ham produced the Egyptians and the Ethiopians. Those are our ancestors. Shem is not our ancestor. It's Ham. But y'all believe in the Bible, though. The Nation of Islam and the Black Israelite, y'all are brother and sister religion. Y'all are the same. And both of y'all don't want to eat pork. And both of y'all mostly believe in the Old Testament. Some of y'all believe bits and part of the New Testament. Y'all want to be everything but black. That's why I can't stand y'all. Want to be everything but black. Be proud to be black. We don't need no Hebrew in our blood. Black Hebrews. Ain't no such thing as black. Black is something that the people gave us because we lost our identity because of the slave trade.
Who lost it? No, they erased it. You weren't allowed to keep your name. Peace. You weren't allowed to speak your language. We ain't lost nothing. These heathens did some reworking and stuff. We ain't lost nothing. But Jeremiah 17, chapter 4 said we was going to lose. We was going to let go of our heritage.
Well, I just had to show you that how destroyed this brother is. There's many more just think just like him. So with that, I want to let y'all have it. I just want to show that, brother. Man, these people gone.
Yahuwah's Kingdom laughing at me. Yeah, I'm talking to him like he can hear me. I hope he's messing around and his video show up in his feed. I have random videos showing up in the feed sometimes. I'm talking to a Negro that thank him that stumbled across this video. Yeah.
So
Uncle Ruckus, that's right.
So any of you in the chat, that's some of your kinfolk, please let them know we had put them on blast.
Yeah. Mike, you noticed that my doggone mask is gone off of the head thing, don't you? Negro had to wear that thing, man. It been cold. I've been standing outside.
Hey, it's gonna get cold out there next week, bro.
Yeah, I got me a onesie. I got one more week. And I should be right there with you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I said in the previous video that they want to give me trouble about me drawing unemployment while I go get me some, go to take these classes to learn how to do a better job. But the Most High, they folk want to hold on to the money. But the Most High laid it upon some people hard to cross state line and to help a brother out. All praises. They said keep it quiet. I mean, they said keep it anonymous. It's gonna be anonymous. But we sure thank you. I don't even see them. Yeah. But yeah, they want to hold on to it. That's all right though. Gonna be all right. I'm too far gone to stop. But this should be my last week. All right, Mike.
You can have it, Hebrew. I'm done. I thank you, man.
Shalom, fam. Yeah, love y'all. Y'all take care.